Hi everyone, happy Friday. If it's Friday when you're watching it, it's Friday for me. I have finally just bit the bullet and decided I'm gonna hop on here. Funny enough, I wanted to do a live that could go across Instagram and Facebook, and maybe there's a way to do that. I'm still figuring out all the ways to connect the socials. I thought it could be through YouTube. I had heard that. And then YouTube's like, you have to have 50 subscribers or 1,000. I don't know. It was really odd. So I'm recording it via YouTube and then hopefully can release it through all my socials. And I'm also hoping to update my website to include some more of these videos. That way they can be accessible through that mode as well. So yeah, happy Friday. Hope you guys are getting through the week. Next week is Thanksgiving. Could be lots of travel for some. We are traveling, so be an adventure. For those who don't know who I am, I'm Georgia Stahosky. I am a board certified music therapist, and I have been working as a professional for over 5 years now, which might not seem too long, but you know, I'm kind of young still, right? Anyways, so I am coming on here. Also, I own a business, A Joyful Hope LLC. And my job is to work with moms and babies and to help them and their families towards wholeness and wellness, and hopefully finding that way in a way that's maybe a little bit more holistic, or maybe a little bit more fun than typical therapy routes, because music is more fun, is my hope anyways. So anyways, I want to start with a little intro of myself. So like I said, I've been a professional now for 5 years. I have a little family. My husband's Steven, and I have 2 boys. One is 3 and one is 1.5. I'm also in my 3rd trimester, expecting a little girl at the end of January, so that's exciting. Yeah, lots of good things. Even if we are in the 3rd trimester, which is a good thing in a lot of ways. It's also very humbling, and it can be hard some days, like moving. Anyways, I've just been feeling that lately a lot. Like getting up takes like a 3-step process now. Like not out of bed, but like off the floor after I've been playing with my boys or changing a diaper or something. So anyways, we keep it real here at A Joyful Hope. Everything's realistic. I don't put on a sham or a show. I might put on makeup for y'all, but that's as far as it gets. So I have my little list here to keep me on track. Hopefully I can. I wanted to give a little introduction to music therapy, because a lot of people still don't really know exactly what it is. They don't have a full depth and breadth that some do have of it. Even working 5 years, I still can't say I know everything about music therapy. There's just a lot of facets to my field. So if there's a need, if there's a place where we could help, that's where music therapy can come in. So that's pretty wide, honestly. Music therapy is essentially meeting non-music goals with a board-certified trained music therapist, using music as the means to get there. No, you don't have to have music skills. No, you don't have to be extraordinarily musical. I hope you at least would like music before you would decide to work with me, because otherwise we might have some struggles. But anyways, so in my previous line of work that I'm phasing out of currently, working with people with disabilities with Down syndrome, autism, cerebral palsy on the Medicaid waiver here in Indiana. We work on all kinds of things with music as that source of change. So one gentleman who I have worked with, he had some cerebral palsy that limited him physically. Some ways I can help was with one of his hands is more crippled than the other one. And so we would work on keyboard and playing some melodies. He has a really great ear, so I could honestly just like kind of hum something and he can plunk it out. And that's great because then he is more focused on his ear than his hands, and then his hands can do the movements with potentially less work than me saying, no, you have to use that finger, or you need to put more you need to separate it more, or spread your hand out, because he's already thinking that and he's utilizing his hand more, just because he's so musical already. So that is one way, just to help with that mobility to stay loose. I can't really do too much for his legs, just because the way that he is. But another main thing that I have worked on with that gentleman was he has a lot of depression, a lot of issues with self-image, a lot of issues with feeling like the world is against him. And so we work on, we sing a lot, which is good, releases endorphins, which is happy hormones and chemicals in the brain. Maybe not hormones, don't quote me on that. And so that makes you feel happier. Any happiness that you can feel can boost away and shove away some of the negative a little bit. We also talk about healthy coping skills. That could look like reaching out to his social circle more. That could also look like doing more relaxation, meditation sorts of things, just to help improve his mindset and to help him kind of focus on what matters and not so inward turned, so that he gets stuck on his problems in his life as much. I would keep up to date with him with if he's using his happy light, because he gets seasonal depression. I have little bits of that too, not fun. So keeping a bigger perspective, I like to think more holistic, but also, we're still utilizing music as one of the main sources. So that's a tidbit of my previous work and examples of how music therapy can work. My current line of work with perinatal music therapy, so back up, perinatal, there's a couple definitions floating around. I like to use the one of before pregnancy, so even people who are attempting to conceive or who are dealing with infertility, I would love to be able to help and work with those individuals. My main focus, however, is with those who are currently pregnant and postpartum, especially with postpartum mental health issues and like depression, anxiety, OCD, things like that. One moment. Thank you. So I like to work with those folks and their families, maybe even kiddos, babies, if there's any bonding issues that might need to happen. I have some training in that. I also am open to working with those who have dealt with or in the postpartum period due to loss. So whether that be a miscarriage, like during pregnancy, or would be stillbirth, or even within the time frame after giving birth. I would even put regular postpartum, loss or not, up to at least 2 years after having the baby. So that's the time frame that a lot of mental health issues and overwhelm can kind of come out. You might think that you're fine, or you just know you feel a little bit off, and in actuality you're dealing with something that's a little bit bigger than normal anxiety or normal depression. So that all being said, that's where I'm hoping to fill in the gaps a little bit. I think all families need more supports during those times. These are big life transitions, and new situations, and things can crop up, and we just need more support, more community. So that leads me right into the next awesome thing that I am so excited to announce. I will be putting an official post with a information poster up and a link to my website for a specific page to sign up for it. I am so excited to announce that I am starting music therapy groups for moms. Yay! It's going to be a weekly reoccurring event starting Thursdays. This first one will be Thursday, December 1st. So after Thanksgiving, you can kind of breathe a little bit and then come and just hang with some mamas. You can feel free to bring your kiddos and babies. That's okay. Just know that I'm here for you. So I'm not looking to entertain them necessarily. I'm not looking to have kids-centered, developmental focus things. I want to provide you with support and you with growth opportunities and community connection opportunities to build with this group. That's not to say that some of the things could be applicable to your kiddos. I just want you to know that I am here for you. And so while, if the group looks like it's going to have a lot of kiddos and a lot of babies, then yes, I will totally bring to the table a lot more interactive things so we can keep the babies a little bit more entertained than not. But I want you to know that this is also for your benefit. So anytime that you are interacting with them in a positive way, anytime that you are emotionally more calm and centered, that is innately helping your baby to also feel more calm and centered. Their connection with you is so strong. I'm sure you know this already. They pick up on all the emotions. They pick up on all the nonverbal signals. You might say, oh, I'm fine, and you're crying as you're saying, I'm fine. They know. They see right through that. So, or if they're happy tears, they also see through that. They know what's going on. So I want that to be very clear. Like, you're welcome to bring your kiddos. Okay. Day. Thursday mornings. It's going to be at 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. I want this to be flexible. I don't want this to feel like, oh no, I'm not going to get there right at 9. I can't go. Please come. If you're even going to come, even show up at 10:30 and we finish by 11, please come. Yeah, you might miss the main introduction. That's okay. I don't know how many introduction things or the beginning of church or stuff like that I have missed because kiddos, or they just don't want to put their shoes on to get out the door, or you mean you just had a blowout with your diaper right now and we're trying to leave. Great. So I understand. Please, so I don't want you to worry about being late. But I also want you to know that you are totally welcome during any time that 2-hour period. You have to leave early. That's okay too. We are having it at Peace Lutheran Church, which is off of Fairfield Avenue here in Fort Wayne. I don't have the exact address right now, but you can always Google it yourself. And it will be on my post that's going to be coming soon. As well as on my website. So that information will be posted there. But Peace Lutheran Church is awesome because they have a cafe that you're going to have to walk through to get to where we're hosting it in the conference room, just off the a side room off of that cafe. And their cafe is pretty good. They've got really yummy coffee and espresso drinks. They also have some snacks. So if your kiddo needs a little pick-me-up, or if you need a little pick-me-up before we get started, you're welcome to do that. Also, if you hit it off with a mama and you're like, I want to be best friends with you, they're like, okay, you can always get coffee afterwards and just hang with them there, and it's just right there. You don't have to go anywhere else. You don't have to drag potentially a kid or a baby carrier anywhere else. That's always great. Ease of transitions, right? Which we can also talk about in the mom group, how music can kind of help make getting down the stairs or out the door a little bit smoother most days. I do it with my kids, not probably as much as I should, because whenever it works, it's like kind of magical, but then I'm mostly just grateful that we got out the door in time. And I don't think I realized the magic that the music brought to make that happen. Anyways, we'll talk about that too. So I think that it's just really important for us to reconnect as mothers on this path of motherhood. The group itself I have named Music and Matrescence. Matrescence is the process of becoming a mother. And so I appreciate the idea, and I wish that more people understood that it is a full process. Like, yeah, you're a mom once you're pregnant, but like, it's a big deal. You have to shed different layers of yourself. You have to humble yourself. You have to be totally, completely available for this little one and still live your life and do everything else and maybe have friends. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. And I feel like we're a little bit more isolated in this world than we like to think we are. Social media makes you feel like when we're connected, because we can see all these people and blah blah blah. But in actuality, it's, you're usually just you scrolling late at night, or while you're nursing your kid, or I don't know, doing something. And so it's hard because your brain is playing the comparison game. You're playing, and it also, the way the articles and stuff flow through your device, it's shortening your attention span too. So then whenever you sit down with somebody with coffee, or just to hang out, you almost, or you might be addicted to your phone. I will admit I am a little bit, and I sit down with somebody with coffee and I'm checking my phone. Not to check and see if my kids are fine, no, just to check at my phone. But then also our attention spans are shortened, like I said, so then it's harder almost in some ways to connect with them, because we're expecting that instant gratification of information to be met. The downside to having the entire internet at your disposal, especially Dr. Google late at night when you're worried about yourself or your kid. So that's another reason why I feel like community is so important, especially for new mamas, or even second or third time mamas, to connect with each other. I often think about that time as kind of being a good reminder of what the past would have looked like. So whether it be the moms meeting up, maybe down by the river, to wash their clothes and just having the conversations, or whether it be cave woman times and we're all sitting around the campfire. It's hard to have issues breastfeeding if you're all connected and you can learn the tips and tricks from each other, or somebody else in the community could help breastfeed your baby, or what have you. So it's something that I think are lacking in this world. We tend to try and be like, oh, I'm gonna solve it all myself, I'm gonna figure it all out, I can just Google it and we'll just make it work. And then some things like breastfeeding that seem like they should come naturally, just might not. You've never done this before, your baby's never done this before, and you're wondering, well, why can't they just latch on? And they don't know. They don't know, you don't know. So I feel like that's another wonderful facet that this group can bring, is this level of connection. Yes, there's going to still be music therapy and music that is going to be utilized in ways that can help you connect better with your family, connect better with yourself, and maybe connect with the other mamas there. But there is going to be plenty of opportunity for sharing, plenty of opportunity for getting to know each other as well. So I'm so excited that this group is going to be starting, because I knew from the very beginning of conceptualizing A Joyful Hope that I wanted individual clients to work with, of course, but I also wanted groups. And in the future, in case you're not just a mama watching this, I am planning on starting a group, or at least having like a monthly event, so to speak, for birth workers and people who help moms. So I feel like those folks need just as much support when they're helping people who are in these situations. They're in the thick of postpartum depression or anxiety, or just dealing with very tough situations. And these birth workers, whether it be midwives, doulas, doctors, whether it be nurses, whether it be mom helpers, so people who connect you with resources, or people who might help in like special homes for women. I'm thinking locally of maybe like a Mother's Hope, where these women don't have homes, they don't have the supports that they need, and so they are providing all these resources as well as a home for these mothers and their young babies. So they need support too. So that's gonna be a thing as well. Stay tuned, stay posted. Yeah, so that's a little about me. It's a little bit about music therapy, or maybe, yeah, it's a little bit. It's not the whole life story of music therapy, that's for sure. Perinatal music therapy, and we also covered my groups that I'm starting Thursday, December 1st, 9 a.m., Peace Lutheran Church. There is a cost to that. It will be $30. That is to cover the cost of the space, as well as making a commitment, to something, to make sure you, oh, that's right, I paid money for this, I should definitely go. And also just like, more incentive, and then it does help me and my family. Anyways, I don't like talking about money, it's fine. So that's always good. And being aware of things like that, it's not a hidden fee. I told you just now, so. Awkward pause, it's fine. I also kind of want to try and make this be a regular thing, where I give like a little bit of an update about what I'm doing lately in life. So apart from being a mom and running a business and doing work and just trying to stay connected with my friends and my family, I also have been attempting to read a book. Attempting. I heard about it on a podcast I was listening to, and I was really excited. Sorry, I'm gonna dig it out for you. I was really excited to hear about it, and the cover's kind of strange, just because, well, it's a monkey holding its little baby, which is cute, but then there's like a human toy. So it weirds me out. It's called Mom Genes, spelled like genetics, Genes. I know you're seeing it backwards. It's written by Abigail Tucker, and it says it's the inside the new science of our ancient maternal instinct. So she goes into all the statistics, all the information about how moms are, and maybe how things have been changed in this world, and just kind of going back, like I said, to the kind of the cave woman perspective of like what we innately already know. Like I said, I've barely started this book, but I was really enjoying them discussing it on the podcast. So that's what I am reading currently. And I'm also going to share a song that I've been listening to lately that's just kind of been like hitting my soul a certain way. Actually 2 songs, because they've both been hitting my life lately. The first one is Rob Thomas's Little Wonders. If you're not familiar with it, strongly recommend. Just the first couple lines are like, let it go, let it all fall out, like just kind of let go. Don't hold so tightly onto life. Don't feel like you have to be in control. Just enjoy the little wonders, enjoy the little miracles, the little things that happen. That's the way I interpret it anyways. Another song that I recommend is Red is the Rose, which is a older, I think it's originally Irish, folk tune. Other people have claimed it with the melody. They've put different words to it. But I'm biased, and I have a recording that my husband's music group does. He is one of the founding members of the Ragtag Bunch, pardon me. You can look him up on Spotify. They did a recording for one of their members. His name is Lucas Norten. So shout out to Lucas. And it's on one of his albums. You can search his name on Spotify, and it'll pop up as one of his top songs. And it's Red is the Rose, and it's my husband's arrangement of that song, and his group singing it, and my husband even sings the first verse. So, but the arrangement of the song and the music, and also just the song itself, just hits on a soul level. And so I would strongly recommend it if you're wanting something that's simple and beautiful and a little bit predictable, but also just kind of, it has lots of emotion in it. One point it's kind of reflective, one point it's kind of sad, and then there's another part near the end that's just very triumphant. So yeah, look those up. Little Wonders by Rob Thomas and Red is the Rose. The version that's, you'd find it under Lucas Norten. I don't know, my husband might be tagged in that. Steven Stahosky, you might be able to find it under him too. So those are my little tidbits for the end of this week, what I'm reading, what I'm listening to. I hope that you all are having a good last day of your week, or whenever you're watching this. And stay tuned to my page, my website, all that jazz, for more a more concise, detailed infograph of my group that I'm starting. So I'm very, very excited for it, and I hope that I can be a great support for moms in our community. Feel free to share this video. Feel free to share the heck out of that information when I post it. I want to get this out to as many people as possible. If anybody at all wants support, wants to meet some mom friends, thinks music could be fun, it's not like a regular support group, so to speak. Well, I don't even know. Maybe it is. I like to think it's a little more fun because of the music, but I don't know. I'm a little biased too. So, anyways, this has been Georgia Stahosky with A Joyful Hope, and I am excited to see you guys in the group, and I'm excited to hear from you. If anybody has any questions regarding music therapy or anything, feel free to comment below. I'm happy to answer any of those to the best of my ability. So I am excited for this group, and I can't wait for it to get started. All right, see y'all later. Bye.